Hey y'all, it's Dorothy from PrepInYourStep.com and welcome back to my channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And hey to everyone who is watching this directly in the blog post. I feel like maybe y'all should be telling me welcome back since I have taken a pretty long hiatus from posting new YouTube videos. It's actually one of the questions in this Q&A, so I'll address that in a minute. But just if you're ever looking for me on the internet, I post a new blog post on my blog, which is always the very first link below. It's just www.PrepInYourStep.com. I try to post those every weekday. Sometimes I'm really great about it. Most times I get 5 posts up a week, but sometimes that only counts because of my Saturday post. But regardless, you can always find me there. You can find me on social media. I'm at PrepInYourStep on Instagram if you want to follow. So now that that's out of the way, I'm trying to get back into an introduction on YouTube, I guess. Then I'm going to just jump into the questions that I had people ask me directly on Instagram. If you don't read the blog, you may not know that I do a monthly Q&A series. So every month I answer whatever questions y'all ask me on Instagram, and it's pretty fun. Sometimes the questions are repetitive, so I don't answer those just because they've been answered in a previous post and the answer may not have changed. But sometimes there are fun new ones, like this first one that someone asked me. It says, why don't you post to YouTube anymore? And I think that it really just comes down to the fact that I didn't, and I say didn't as if it's past tense, I still don't love sitting in front of a camera and talking to it just because it feels, it just doesn't feel natural. There's some people that make it look really easy, but I feel weird doing it. And that's just kind of the short answer of it. Editing videos I don't feel like is a skill, and I much prefer to write out blog posts. So I know that some of y'all enjoy hearing me talk, and like thank you for that, or like getting content through video, but it's just not something I'm super comfortable with, which is why I've taken a long break and I don't do it super often. But yeah, I just prefer writing over filming. Also, it's like I can be in pajamas and have no makeup on and write a post, whereas I feel like I have to look put together for a video. So if y'all have requests, then I'm more likely to do them. You can leave those in the comments, but I can't say that I'm going to be on here all the time. I am going to try to make it a priority to post YouTube videos a little bit more frequently. So post ideas are great for me. Next question is, how do you tell people you just met about your blog? And honestly, I don't. My close friends obviously know about it, and a lot of my friends know about it, but I used to be super uncomfortable talking about my blog, and I've definitely gotten better about it just as I've grown more of a following. I think that people don't automatically assume like, oh, you're in it for free stuff, which is not the case. But yeah, a lot of times my friends will bring it up, and then that'll get people talking and asking questions. So I feel like it comes across better when I'm not the one bringing it up first. Also, I get kind of self-conscious when people I've just met, especially guy friends, follow along, and a lot of times, and this may be too much information, I block them from seeing my stories just because I don't want people to automatically assume that I am a specific type of person because of my blog, because I feel like that can look kind of narcissistic, and that's definitely not how I want to come across. So yeah, I much prefer for someone else to bring it up and for people to get to know me as a person first before they automatically judge based on the fact that influencer has such a negative connotation. And I don't tell anyone I'm an influencer. I feel like I've always come across as like, I have a blog, therefore I'm a blogger. But this is all just like personal preference, not to say it's right or wrong, but yeah, I don't usually bring it up. Next question is, what do you do for a living? And I am not a full-time YouTube sensation, clearly. So I actually work for a media production company here in Birmingham, Alabama. I work on 2 different magazine titles as an editorial assistant. So I write, I do social media, I help at photo shoots with styling, I field customer inquiries. I kind of get to wear a lot of hats, and I really love it. So it's definitely a better fit for me than teaching was, just in terms of how much I enjoy it. But yeah, that's my job title. Do you have any tips for decluttering your closet? And I feel like I need all the tips right now, and it gets this way at the end of any season. I just start like I'm hanging stuff up, but letting my closet get chaotic, knowing that before long I will be switching over my clothes from, at this point, summer to fall. So I don't put things away as I should. There are definitely tote bags on the floor. All my shoes are organized-ish, but I think the best thing you can do if you're trying to declutter your closet is take everything out of it, which is so intimidating, and I know that. But yeah, take everything out of it and come up with a system that you think you can keep up with, and then slowly put everything back in, and it'll be super clean when you're finished, but also you probably will have gotten rid of things that you've found in your closet that you don't necessarily love or need anymore, so it'll also be a little bit more decluttered. Next question is a good one. It says, how can I make friends in a city where I don't know people, or the only people I know are my coworkers? And I was lucky when I moved to Birmingham that I did have some friends already here that I was able to integrate into the groups that they were already a part of and make friends that way. But I think the best thing you can do is just really put yourself out there, which I know could mean a lot of different things, whether it's asking a coworker what they're doing over the weekend, and if they have plans, if they would like to include you. That would be a good way to start to get to know people outside of the office, but also have that like go-to person in a group setting. I don't love going anywhere just by myself, so I feel like that could be really tricky to just put yourself out there in that way. But even getting involved with organizations that you are interested in or passionate about would be a good way, because you have a common ground right there, whether that's through your church or through just like a volunteer organization. I feel like that's a good opportunity, and slowly it'll definitely get better. And if you run into someone that you think that you'd get along with, I feel like there's no issue in asking them for their phone number and to hang out. I know that it may be nerve-wracking, but at this day and age, I feel like everyone's looking for more friends. I don't think anyone's going to turn down a new opportunity to make a friend. So be bold. I know it's hard, but it'll pay off in the end. So the next question is very similar. It's how to build a community post-grad, and that's, in my opinion, after you've already started making friends, how do you keep up those friendships and then allow those people that you're similar with or have similar interests to continue to invite people into your group? For me, that was my roommate and I buying a projector, which, hear me out on this, we bought a projector and a big sheet and have this deck outside. And so for football games, we'll go out there and watch the game. So we invited all of our friends and told them to invite their friends, which in turn kind of created a community and a group of like-minded-ish people that we can hang out with. And we try to keep those up, at least in the fall and winter, because it gets way too hot in the spring and summer. But that has been a good way. Other than that, just being really inclusive, I feel like, has been the best way we've gone about having a community in our new, even though I've been here a year, town. The next question is, what are your favorite fall treats and activities? And I actually just did a blog post that I can link below all about the things I'm looking forward to for fall, and that list could have been like pages upon pages because I love fall so much. Now that football is back in gear, I love watching those games, whether it be with friends or by myself or going to the games. Great. Fall treats, pumpkin bread. I love pumpkin bread. I usually make it into muffins just so that I have some semblance of self-control, because I could eat an entire loaf. I'm not a big pumpkin spice latte person, but I feel like everyone is just like all in over this new, I guess, iced or cold brew version. I'll have to try it. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but maybe I'll report back. Probably do that on Instagram. What else do I love? Oh, these pumpkin chocolate chip cookies that I make. I'm planning on sharing that recipe on the blog this fall. Pumpkin pancakes. Geez, what else? I don't know. There's so much to look forward to. Aside from that, I'm just excited that the weather is cooling off, which means sweaters are coming back, which means that I'll look more put together with even less effort. So that's definitely a win too. Okay, this next one is kind of a funny question, and it says, when you meal prep chicken, what do you do or use for seasoning? So if I'm cooking the chicken in the oven, I will put some like garlic powder on it, or Greek seasoning. Trying to think what are the other seasonings I use. Sometimes I'll put some rosemary on it, but I'll just spray a pan with either coconut oil or use a little bit of olive oil, and that's how I cook it in the oven. But when I'm doing it in the crock pot, which is my favorite way to make chicken to like shred for salads, then I have a recipe that I found, and I think the name of the blog is the salty marshmallow, which is really unique, I guess. But it's chicken broth, garlic powder, pepper, salt, and that may be it. It's so easy. I mean, you can do it in the span of like 3 minutes and you have enough chicken for the week, which is awesome. Last question I'm going to answer, because I see that this video is already at like almost 11 minutes, is what are your favorite TV shows? So I just watched Dead to Me on Netflix, which I had heard some good things about. I flew through that. The episodes are really short. I don't know if I consider it a favorite, but if you're looking for a new show to watch, then I liked it. I feel like in the fall I always rewatch Gilmore Girls. There's something about Stars Hollow that makes me just think of fall. I guess many of the episodes seem to be set in the fall. I love Friends. I'm trying to think what other ones I like. I don't watch a ton of TV. Oh, my roommate got me hooked on The Bachelor, which I'm like kind of embarrassed to enjoy, but I'm fine watching other people publicize their life on TV in interesting ways. So those are my favorites right now and just in general. For me, for today, if y'all have any other video requests, leave them below. I hope you enjoyed the fact that I filmed this instead of just wrote it out for a blog post. But again, my blog is always the first link below if you're looking for me, and I hope that y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon.